Hi, I'm Christine. I work at Sacred Heart Mission and I'm a St Kilda local. I came to St Kilda in 2006 to do some house sitting and haven't left. I'm amazed by the community spirit, the social interaction, and I have a whole new life and career from moving to St Kilda. I'm the event coordinator at Sacred Heart Mission in St Kilda and absolutely love my job and love the people that surround me. However, sometimes walking home at night can be a bit of a problem. The amount of bars, local attractions to go through, my boyfriend's still waiting at home for me 3 hours later. This kitchen's opened 7 days a week and we serve 400 three-course lunches, and that will always involve the volunteers that come in are instrumental in serving those meals as well. I think it's 25 people that it takes to run the volunteer side of things, and that's serving. Everyone gets, no, they don't get and we have one Christmas meal where that's all table service as well, so that's a little bit different. But apart from that, there's also breakfasts here in the morning too, which is sort of like a help yourself breakfast. I think the really positive thing that happened was walking to the mission for the first time, serving in the kitchen, meeting and seeing some of the people that I'd seen in the streets or some of the locals, and really having positive interactions with them as opposed to walking on the other side of the street. And then walking home realising, how fortunate I was to A, live in such a fantastic area, but B, having my eyes open to what's also out there in this area in St Kilda. And not being afraid of it as opposed to more embracing it after that positive experience with them. I've lived in so many different suburbs. I've travelled between Perth, Adelaide, Sydney and Melbourne. I don't think I've ever lived in such an area which at first perception is such a transient area with people, backpackers and holiday makers, etc. It's actually underpinned by a major community. Like, for the first time ever, I know all my neighbours. My neighbours have my spare key. They have my back when my alarm goes and I'm interstate. And it's such an overwhelming sense of community, from the veggie patch down at the markets to the mission to the individual people that you meet that are having coffee at 10 or 11 because it's not the Monday to Friday 9 to 5 environment that you're growing up in. I grew up in Adelaide and then I spent 7 years in Perth and 2 years in Sydney. And it's kind of overwhelming now because I can leave work in St Kilda and walk home and bump into 7 or 8 people. So it's like, this is kind of, it's actually a really rewarding place being where you're actually not born and bred here, but you've actually got that interaction with people, that longevity as well. The football, that had the grand final, the football's just occurred again, and the Sacred Heart team, which is known as the Hearts, have been successful once again in the grand final. And as you can probably see behind me, some of the memorabilia of the team. It's a challenging team that they have because I know the coach, Peter Ryan, doesn't necessarily have the same team week on, week out. The rule is if you turn up for the game, you get a game. So I think sometimes there's quite a few people, and I believe there's also some times when some of the Hearts players have had to fill in for the opposition that haven't all turned up. So it's more about camaraderie and a real sense of achievement, and that's over at the peanut farm during football season.